I live in Tombstone. But unfortunately, my laptop can't connect to the projector. But I can do Q&A! So if any of you guys have questions, fire away.
Yeah, let's go. Anyway, the projects you voiced online, what would you say were your top 3 favorites?
Oh man,
And why?
that's hard. One of them would have to be Double Rainbow because I got to voice one of my favorite characters, which was that was my favorite line. I know.
Now to steal your spotlight, but if you do
Alright, okay.
you want to do that? As long as the visuals are
Don't need any visuals.
Wait, so all this time you don't see audio?
No. Yeah. But I think I'll do a bit Q&A first, and then I'll do a bit singing.
Yeah, that's fine. I will go hook it up, and then you can tell me which song you want. Oh, my ass is whistling. I'll go hook it up, and we'll make sure it's all hooked up, and then you can just tell us what you want.
Sorry. Okay, well, Double Rainbow is one of them. Photo finish and picture perfect apparently, yes. But like, it's been a pleasure working with animations. It was a ton of fun because I hadn't voiced another character before that, so that was cool. I really enjoyed the try-to-lean bits, the mysterious language. Try-to-lean. Oh man, Sakura Rap Battle. That was a lot of fun. Being against Black Griffin. I obviously won, guys. Yeah, those are my favorites that come to mind straight away. Well, straight away out of like nothing that I've done. I Know Table was a lot of fun as well. Yeah, do it! My impression of you is really good. As you can hear, I must say that.
Wait, a final impression of Octavia? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. She just did you.
Yeah, you should do an impression of my Octavia.
Final impersonating Octavia. Oh, British G. Grumpets!
Yeah, I've had big projects, but like, most of all the projects I've been in, I've really enjoyed. So, yeah. Any other questions? Oh. We'll start with you first, because I saw your hand up earlier.
Who's your favorite person or group of people to collaborate with on projects?
Oh, man.
He's sitting right here.
Well, top one has to be no, I think, yes!
Wow, what a surprise!
With animations, of course. When I got to work with Acoustic Brony, that was fun, and Mando Pony. I loved working with Austin Hull. Lately, he's the guitarist I'm working on. And we're going to bring like a little album together, which will be a lot of fun. All acoustic stuff, I think. But yeah, everybody I've worked with, I loved. But DD Pony is a great one to work with. That was good. Yeah, I loved everyone I've worked with, so you said?
Yes, for those of us who don't know, is this a personal connection when you're talking to these people, or is this online?
Well, they're all online, but most of them I've got to know in person as well. Like Acoustic Brony, they don't live too far away from me, so I go to visit them sometimes. We go for jams and stuff. Just like normal. Not sure if I've known anybody before doing collabs online. Everybody's known online, really.
recording what community Mark was telling me the song.
Oh, I love recording that, and I found it a lot of fun. It's might be very girly of me, but I found it a lot of fun picking out the different clothes I was wearing for each bit. I was like, I must wear orange for Applejack. And that. But yeah, that was a lot of fun because that was my first live recording I did. And yeah, and it's a great song because it kind of shows off range. So any singers out there, that's a great song to show off your character range. Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Just random question. What kind of microphone do you use?
That's a great question. I use a Blue Spark mic.
I want so bad.
Yeah, it's a great microphone, like for boys and girls. People who are into mics, it's different mics for different people. Like the one I can use is the C1 something no that one. It's very good for low voices. Like boys should get that, or girls with low voices. But yeah, girls with high voices don't notice it, so pick it up that much because of the bass and stuff. The Blue Spark is great though. My first ever mic was a Logitech head mic, which used to get ducted a lot. Second one was a Snowball, which is blue again. Blue is a great make. I love the blue microphones.
I have a Yeti from them.
Yeah, Yeti's good. I actually got my little brother one for his birthday a while ago. To record his Let's Plays and things like that. They're really good for podcasts and for singing, because I know a lot of singers online that use that too. And some voice actors actually, because I was in a game called Dust and Lizzie and Towers, Lady Tetris, and quite a few people used a Blue Yeti. And I also found out that the voice of Eggman, he uses a blue Snowball, which is quite surprising at the same time. But yeah, that's what he used.
This is kind of a bit of a lack of knowledge on my part, but to what extent do you live in the UK, voicing in the United States, or do you just go back and forth between
Oh, what, do I live in the USA?
the US or the UK?
Oh, I live in the UK. I've only been, this is my second time in the United States of America, and it's great. I love it. I get to meet all you guys too. So that's great.
This place is awesome. You guys know what it's rather cooler. Kathy,
And it's the best thing. That's right.
But yeah, I live in the UK. But I'd like to, hopefully, maybe one day in the future, or if I have the money, it's always all down to money. I'd like to have the experience of looking in the industry of America and in Canada, because as some of you might know, I'm a performer outside of the internet as well. I studied musical theatre, so I do a lot of stuff like pantomimes and stage stuff, as well as all the voice acting from home.
So, I have a question. What is your plan now that Jan Animations has shut down?
Well, a lot of people ask me this. They're like, what's Jan and Shane doing? And I'm like, I don't know. Because it's their thing, and I have no clue what they're doing at the moment. To my knowledge, is what you all know, that they're possibly going to do something new.
So I just meant, are you planning to work on the new?
I'll work with them, yeah. Like, I'm doing a lot of Minecraft stuff, which is shady, which has been a lot of fun, because I only recently started playing Minecraft. It's quite fun. Like, I love playing games, but I'm really bad at them.
You played My Little Pony.
No, I haven't. I've seen it though on YouTube. I've seen like these guys play a Minecraft jail robbers game. I don't know, that with ponies. That was entertaining. But yeah, Minecraft. I was like, so you don't get the pickaxe when you go into the world? That's silly. Well, you gotta make it. I'm like, but why? Why can't you just have it? Because then you can make things. Oh, it's just so confusing. But yeah. What's the question? Yeah, I'm happy to work with Jan if he asks me again, and the same with Shady. But yeah, they're fun to work with. Yes?
So since you're talking about video games, is mowing fiddlesticks in the works?
Yes! So I don't know how he would sound yet. I like playing League of Legends. like take up a lot of space in my Mac. Because I always like delete it when I run out of space, and I bring it back again every now and then. But I love fiddlesticks, and especially like laughs, like I can't even do it. But recently I've been doing a lot of lower versions of characters like Mordekaiser and some of the Chogaf, yeah. Chogaf is a lot of fun. I need this cake! But yeah. Any other questions? Yeah?
What are some of the weirdest things about us Americans?
I don't think it's really anything weird. Like, it's just the same, except you get it, like, it's the same in the UK, except you guys have American accents, really. But the prices are different. Like, I'd pay for a small drink in America, this big. Like, I remember when I was in Baltimore, and I was going to guys, I was like, $6, man. You never realize this would be a small. He's like, yeah. Like, it would be this big. Oh my god, I was amazed. It's crazy. Yeah. I think it's good. Except custom setting it is different. Any other questions?
So my friend was actually going to ask through me. They actually run a very popular Button's Mom page on Facebook. Safe for work, I should add. Like, so
Is it the rude one?
No.
Because that's this rude one I found.
So
I was like,
they
wow.
wanted to ask through me, like, how was it like just to voice Button's Mom?
It was a lot of fun. As I said, I've never voiced a mother before. And it was quite cool because I was actually going to voice another character Shay was voicing mother a very long time ago because he was going to dub Game Getsu something weird anime. It's about some dogs. But I was going to voice the mother in that, and unfortunately, like, that stopped happening, which is like what happens half the time when you do voice acting online, and it's 50-50 chance if the person will actually post it and finish it. Yeah, hello. I recognize you, screws.
Did you have anything to declare? Carrie capture with you.
God. Like when I was doing the going through playing customs, whatever it is, like the machine broke where you have to be handling it, and I was like trying to get my plane. I was like, oh yeah, I need to go to San Francisco. Come on. You have to be nice to do. Like, yeah, I'm going to convention. Yeah. And they're like, what convention? I was like, geeky convention. And then they kept going, what kind of geeky convention? Magic Building. And then the girl was like, oh yeah, right. And then the guy was like, oh cool, yeah. I was like, yeah, I heard about it. Oh, you know. And he was like, yeah, I used to like get my sister's toys and then baseball bat them. I think he was expecting a reaction of me going, oh no, how can you do that? And cry in front of him, but I was like, okay. Yeah. Any other questions?
How did you get interested in My Little Pony and get into the fandom in general?
Well, I'm into animation. I love cartoons. Like every now and again, I switch over to Cartoon Network and CBC and all that. But yeah, I had a friend called Crows, and he's always up to date with all the animations happening and stuff like that. And he was like, "You need to watch My Little Pony," and I was like, I'm not too sure, because I watched it when I was younger. It was alright, but it was alright. But yeah, it took me a long time for him to convince me to actually watch it, and I did. And then obviously I watched an episode, and another episode, and another episode. And then luckily I didn't have a lot to do with university at that time, so I was like bored in my room, and I was like, oh, watch the pennies. And then I got addicted. And I'm here, yay! Yeah, everybody else, yeah. I don't have a very interesting story.
They're just like us.
Yeah.
We should think of you in
And so, what does Lost on the Moon actually mean? Like the song in general?
Well, the year is very lost and she's on the bed. I think, well, with songs, obviously everybody has their different ideas of what it's about and things like that. I mean, when I posted the song me and Austin came up with called Inside, like, those people had different ideas of what it was about. Some people were like, is it about an ex-boyfriend? And I'm like, no. And other people were like, it's about Celestia, and people were like, it's about Twilight fancying Flash Sentry, and I was like, okay. But yeah, it could mean anything, but I wasn't the one who wrote it, but it's a cool song, I love it. Guy in Purple.
So, are there any like voice talents or singers like
Oh, Well, obviously Tara Strong is one of them. I really like voice actresses with a big range, and I really like Mary Marshall because I really liked Izzy from Digimon. With like actors and things, I really love old-fashioned actors like Bob Hope and Bing Crosby. I really like how animated they are and stuff like that. With singers, Paloma Faith, she's a British singer and she's amazing. You should check her out, she's great. And she's like one of my idols at the moment because I really love performers who have a good personality as well to go with it. Because that's what really attracts me to them. They can have a good voice, but if they have a crap personality, then I don't really care. Trying to think of other people. I really love jazz and funk. So Mario Biondi is a great influence. He's really cool. Paolo Nutini, I don't know if you guys have heard of them. I'm probably saying all the little British stuff. And you guys are like, whoop. Yeah, Paolo Nutini, I like that guy because of the fact he sings different genres. And he kind of changes his voice to sing them, and I really like that as well. It's kind of going back to that range thing that I really like, and versatility. Because I really like doing high voices 1 minute and low voices the next. If like you're in a Skype call with me, I'm like, going all over the place. I don't even realize it sometimes. Yeah, any more questions? Guy in the cap.
How'd you get into Double Rainbow?
Oh, well, there's this mumble I'm part of, and I'm always going into this really high pitch, oh, like, hello, how you doing? Fine. And then Bob, who was casting, was like making the bubbles, and then there's me in the mumble going, hey, and then he's like, you sound like bubbles. And I'm like, I do. I didn't really think I did, and then he asked me to do some like lines from the actual show, and I sent them to the guy, and he was like, yeah, it's great, and that's basically how I got into it. And the thing with that was, for a lot of the voice actors, they had to do a lot of redos, but the thing was I couldn't do redos because I actually had to go on a pantomime tour, so I was like, take it or leave it, basically, and luckily he liked them, so that was good. But yeah, that really was great. It's cool.
Do you read non-pony comic books? If so, what do you...
I read, I don't read any comic books. I'd like to get into comic books. I'd like to, I don't know which ones yet. Like my friend, Megami33, she told me about there's this one, it's interesting sound about the last man on Earth, and he has a monkey.
Yes. I'm the last man.
I'm the last man. I really got this. Why the last man? There we go. Yeah, I'd like to get into comics. I read some manga, because I'm very into anime and stuff. I normally go for the romantic ones. And yeah, any other questions? Yes.
So how do these collaborations work with the musicians? Because I understand you said you live in the UK, and you know, how do you...
Yeah, it's all over Skype really. What happens is, with Sim Gratina, he was like, I got this instrumental, I don't really know what to do with it. And I really enjoy kind of making up my own stuff and with blank instrumentals really. And so he sent me that and I did that. But normally with collaborations, it doesn't really matter where you are in the world really, as long as you have Skype, you can like send it over really. With most of them, they send me the instrumental and a reference if they have any in the lyrics, and then I record it myself and send it back, and they mix it, or I mix it, or someone else mix it. I don't know. Yeah, that's how it works. Easy peasy, huh? Questions? Yes? Oh, my favorite musical is actually The Wizard of Oz. Yeah, I love Judy Garland and everything she's in. I like Little Shop of Horrors. I like Merry Roll Along, Into the Woods, Chorus Line. I love musical theatre. Oh my god. Of course, what's But yeah, those are my favorites. Wizard of Oz is definitely up there. And Wicked. Wicked is great. Oh, I love Avenue Q.
Actually, I almost would have dubbed for one of the songs there and tell one of them.
It's quite funny with Avenue Q, because I remember one of the staff was saying to me, quite a lot of people bring their children in thinking it's going to be a Sesame Street kind of show. And then it gets to like the bad bits, and then they kind of walk out. I had this kid in front of me when I was there though, and I felt so awkward laughing. I was like, ah, it's bad. Yeah, it was great. I actually got to do an Avenue Q workshop once, which was a real blessing now, but at the time I had not seen Avenue Q, so I was kind of like, what is this? It was actually supposed to be a Sesame Street workshop, but then the guy who couldn't get into the UK had something wrong with his passport. He was actually on an airline show called Come Fly With Me. I was like, hey, that's the guy who was supposed to teach me. But yeah, in the end it was great fun. We got to do the internet as sort of porn with Trekkie Monster and working with all the different hands. It was interesting working with a puppet with two people, like one person doing the mouth and the hand and the other one doing the other hand. So that was a lot of fun.
That's actually the song I was going to do. Look who's doing this voice.
That's awesome. Any other questions? Yes?
She wants to know what your favorite pony is.
Changes all the time. My favorite pony would have to be Photo Finish. I love her. So magic. Partially because of Picture Perfect Pony, but I did actually like her before that. I found her so funny, and her passion for what she loves was like awesome, I thought. But then it's a close second with Octavia. Like at first, until I started voicing her, I was like, oh, Octavia, she's alright. But yeah, after I started voicing her and getting into the character, I really liked her. With the main six, it changes all the time. All the time. At first with Rarity, I was like, I like it because she's plush. And then it went to Applejack and Pinkie Pie and all over the place. But yeah, Photo Finish, definitely. Questions? Yes.
Take your pie.
Oh. I'm gonna let you guys know this, I've never eaten pie. I get this reaction all the time. But it had a cake. Or cake.
You know what you're doing.
I was like, look at Pinkie Pie. Because I told her earlier that I'd never had pie. She was like, I think she even died in the restaurant. Anything, it Square root of pie equals no video. That's my favorite line. Like, years and years ago, there was this like little animation called Buddha Kid, and it had such random lines like that, and that was hilarious. I loved it. But yeah, next question. Yes.
You could voice any character, like cartoons, anime, anything, what would it be?
Oh man. Oh dear. First thing that comes to mind is Bubbles, or something similar to Bubbles, because I really like doing the high-pitched, cutesy voice. Oh man. See, if it was a My Little Pony, I love Granny Smith. And then when it's like a long instrumental song, I'm really glad having going into Granny Smith mode. And then once I was doing a jam session with Acoustic Brain, Ed from Acoustic Brain, and we were singing an acoustic version of Sexy and I Know It. And then it got to like near the end and I was like, oh boy, you can get body. And then he ran to the other end of the field. That freaked out, like, whoop. I was like, don't ever do that again. And then now I do it on purpose, especially when we're on stage. Then sometimes he stops, but like sometimes he has to carry on because he's like, I have to carry on because I'm a guitarist, and then But yeah, everybody, next question? Yes?
You've heard of Jacob Kitts on YouTube, haven't you?
The name rings a bell.
If you were supposed to, if he asked you to voice one of the characters for like a crossover of My Little Pony.
I know what you mean now.
Crossover, yes.
They're very bad names. Yeah, of course I would. Yeah, I mean, like, that one where he like merges like Batman and the world and stuff. Yes, I would definitely. That stuff is like comical gold.
No, I think it's actually a different person.
Yeah.
If you were forced to choose between musical theater and voice acting,
Choose your child.
Oh man, I think the same as no acting, I'd die. Oh, that's hard because, like, to be honest, like my voice acting, the stuff I've done in voice acting has actually helped a lot in musical theatre. Especially with the American accent, I used to be really bad. Very, 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 very bad at American accent. Now I'm slightly better, which is good. And it helps with musical theatre because a lot of musicals are American. Yeah, and vice versa. Musical theatre has helped with voice acting, with the singing in character, stuff like that. Oh, no, I can't choose. Yeah.
Short story reading, like Scribbler or
Have I done read any short stories?
stories like Scribbler
No, not my YouTube. I've done Sakura rhymes stuff where I've done one episode of that where Sakura is reading out episode 1 in rhyme. That was a lot of fun. But I had to like try and get the pacing right like Sakura, and I think with Sakura is just really low, and that was kind of different for me, being really low the whole time because I'm so used to doing high voices. But yeah, that's the only kind of long reading I've done before. Anybody else, please? You have nothing.
Are you any musical thing for the duration of this con? Are you going to perform any?
Am I going to perform? Well, in this panel, Chris is able to connect the audio. I will sing a little bit for you guys. But tomorrow I am singing in the concert, 15 minutes set. You might hear a bit of my octave, who knows? And then maybe Noah might join me for a song.
Yeah, let's do it one time.
Oh, I didn't know what time I'm on. I'm so organized! Maybe that, yes, I'm on at that time. I think I remember Pinky telling me that, and then I kind of never mind. Anyways, next question.
From one musical theater background person to another, I am curious, this is actually a two-parter question. What types of roles were you most cast in? And what was your favorite role in each one?
Oh man. I was, see, I got to play Dorothy once, which was a dream role. And the dog was a nightmare. It was a little terrier, and in the rehearsals it was totally fine. I'm a little bit afraid of dogs as well, so I got used to the dog and stuff, and then it was fine in the end. But like those bits where I had to put the dog down in the basket, pick it up, and on the show night, it decided to be naughty, get out of the basket, go back in the Munchkin house, and then it decided it wanted to jump into the orchestra pit. I was like, no, that's not the way kids listen! And I was like, wait, I had to do a bit of dancing with the Tin Man, and I was like, I don't want to put this dog down. But if I get the wrong way, and then he did run away, and then the Munchkin came on. That was my activity. I was wondering how they're going to get the dog back on for me. producer was, I heard she was about to run backstage to try and catch this girl in the orchestra pit though. God, that was lucky. Would have been in tuba. But, I got to see, it's always with the buzz. I got to play line once with the buzz. That was fun. That was when I was younger. But with the typecasting, I love auditioning for the interesting side characters. Like, I got to play in this musical called Match Girls. I got to play old men, and I was probably one of 2 people that auditioned for old men. I find it really interesting, not because she's old, and I'm normally, because I've been told I look younger than my age, younger roles, and so I thought, hey, I'll go for this role, because none of the other girls are, and that was really fun. And entertaining, and I had very scary makeup. But yeah, I normally go for side characters because they're normally the most interesting. Yes?
Do you have any advice for someone who wants to get into voice acting but expand their vocal range because it could be a little bit on the limited singing side?
I'd say warm-ups help a lot. At first, when you're voice acting, you should do diaphragm exercises, do range exercises. When I went to a voice class once, I learned this before that, but I didn't really know how good it was for voice acting. Where you do, it's called the siren, you go up and down. You start at the top and you go all the way down and up again. It's really good because it goes through your range. And it's great for when you're at auditions as well, because normally at auditions you probably only have a minute to have a little hum to yourself, and it's great. But that's what I recommend, and warm-ups mostly. Singing helps with range because you do a lot of notes and stuff. Singing has really helped with my range. But singing and warm-ups definitely. Yes?
What is the strangest gift you have received from my fan?
All my gifts have been really nice. I haven't received any strange ones yet. It would be great.
I have a follow-up. I asked this in many of my interviews for my talk show, but I'll ask you this. What would you specifically like the Brony community to do? And let's face it, once this goes online, and when you show a lot of people, they're going to see it and they're going to probably try to do it.
What do you mean what would you like to do?
Like, anything you want them to make for you. Anything at all.
How
about the pies?
Bring me pies! Bring me all the cakes!
Okay, that would definitely need to make me some pie. But I need a size for that.
To be honest, I love it when people draw me drawings because I'm really into art myself. I have my own deviant, and I love art. I got a wood vinyl carving today, which is really sweet. And once at Brain Days in France, this was really sweet. I got an origami rose, and I was like, oh! It was so sweet. I love little crafty stuff like that. They're the sweetest gifts, and I love them.
Alright, so is there any particular kind of art you like?
Okay, right.
Alright, so there's nothing in particular like any of the new
all the gifts that people have given me have been all lovely, and I really appreciate them.
I would have brought a gift, unfortunately.
You don't have to give me pie. Remind me. Yes, man! And then I bought bubbles off you. This guy makes awesome magnets. He gave me a photo finish one, and I was like, And I bought the bubbles one because obviously I love bubbles. But yeah, great crafts guy over there. Awesome.
Monty, I hate to interrupt, my dear. Your laptop is running out of battery, so
maybe I should take a
you
stop.
should.
Yeah. I can't remember what I had first on the list.
You have Pinky's Brew.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Picture Perfect Pony. Again. Faster than you know. My party dress and...
Actually, let's start off with my pie dress. My pie dress is from a musical called Heavy and Much, and it's a crazy song.
Ready?
Eller gasen. Look, oh, do I?
It's currently 5:01 in Britain, so.
Yeah, I have lots of time. I'll take about 3 more questions and then I think it's, yeah, I think I finish at 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite animated?
Animated anything? Oh man, that's hard. It's a brave fandom or?
No, just your favorite piece of animation.
It'd have to be a Ghibli movie. I love Howl's Moving Castle.
I'm just curious, you've done like dozens of different voices for us tonight and all over the internet. What would you say is the weirdest voice that you can do? Not that you have done, but what is the weirdest thing you think you can do with your voice, in your opinion?
Oh, well, this isn't something that I can do on the spot, but I love doing this to the guys I'm in like a Skype call with on Rumble because they get very scared. I pitch my voice down and I call this guy Dr. Tickles. He's an interesting character, and yeah, I do freak a lot of guys out with that.
Yeah.
Skype. Yeah! It's not bad. Yeah, that is the weirdest voice I do. Any other questions?
I had almost forgotten about Dr. Tickles.
I'm paying for a pie, of course. I'd be happy if you do that. Okay. Yes, please do that. I would love that. Yeah? His best princess, Cadence.
Other than no one.
Oh, no, I can use best princess. Thank you, boys. Oh, dear. Yeah, Cadence is my favorite.
You recently did, do you want to see the move, did you do that yourself, or was that a collab for someone else?
It was, well, the lyrics were by Silver Quill, and he sent me a link to it. He was like, hey, check out my sister singing this parody. And I really liked it, so I was like, hey, can I have a little crack at singing it? And he was like, yeah, sure. I sang Little Luna and Older Luna, and then the wonderful MJ, she did Celestia for me. And she was fantastic. And then the difference was we added a bit of voice acting, which is what I did in I'm Octavia. And I think the song on its own was alright, but when we added the voice acting, it kind of gave it a bit more oomph and made a lot of people cry. Any other questions? So I'll take one more. Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. So
How about you?
Oh, darn it. Alright. So pretty much being a fellow subscriber, I've noticed all of the Frozen covers that you've done on your account along with the parodies. And I was just wondering, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you say you love the movie Frozen?
I love Frozen. I think it's a great movie. I love Olaf. Well, so far I've only done 2 songs, I think 2 Frozen songs. I did Fix Her Up, which was another live thing I did, which was similar to Cutie Margaret's Telling Me, where I had lots of different screens of myself. I really want to do the reindeer song, with the voice. Thank you. Just change it up a bit. Because I've got this like moose plushie. Well, he's a reindeer in the show, but in my version he'll be a moose. Can't help it. Yeah, I think that's all the time we have. Thank you so much.
Okay, give it up for the amazing EileMonty.